I wanted to tell people who the Mo is. It's cool because, like, I follow a lot of people, and a lot of people they follow me, and I'm a good person. Now I'm cool with him. Yeah, he's from Linkaway.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm from Linkaway. He's not a bum. There's a lot of bums out there, and bum is a wrong word. But I'll tell you something. I did play football. I was 1997, won a state championship for Linkaway, their first one ever. And then I became a manager for like pizza places and then school districts, and I do technology right now. And that's what I do right now. But I'm a huge sports fanatic. I am a Bears fan, Bulls fan, Chicago White Sox, Blackhawks. I even like the Cubs. My wife, she don't like the Cubs. She likes the White Sox. Her second favorite team is whoever's playing the Cubs. That's okay. It's okay. But
we can deal with that. It's fine.
I'm a Chicago fan, such a fan that we do tailgates. I go to every single Bears games, away and home. We have a huge tailgate. Somebody at the tailgate actually gave me this hat.
I think I saw that on Twitter earlier. I think Gideon was trying to get that off you.
I know Gideon was trying to steal it from me. I know. I think Darren. I think it was Darren. I think it's his birthday. I don't know. I was like, nope,
yeah, maybe.
No. Somebody gave it to me at the tailgate. So my tailgate consists of like huge, right? We have Waddle shows up there. Ted Phillips shows up there. George McCaskey comes to my tailgate just to wish me a happy birthday. Cool. Yeah, my
hell yeah.
My wife is the one that actually took me to my first Bears game. So George McCaskey and my wife's dad, they text each other during the games. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but that's cool. Pretty much it. I mean, other than that, I've enjoyed your podcasts. Pretty cool. Yeah, the one with Jeff Meller and the one with Gideon. I loved them. Yes. Yeah. Good job.
I don't know. I started hearing you on Bleck Abdalla, like last year, I guess. You started calling in with notes, and I remember you followed me on Twitter or whatever, and you thought you were like, you're famous, and I'm like, I'm not famous. You're the famous one.
That is true. Yes, I remember that. Actually, I just started Twitter. I was new at it. I think you actually gave me a pointer to say to put the @ Chris Bleck or @ Adam Abdalla. I think you told me to do that because I was just tweeting people. But yeah, I did start like a year ago. I did call in with my show notes, and that was an accident. The show notes was actually, I do write my notes down, and because I forget sometimes. But they caught me on it, so I like it. Now we got the bum notes on Tuesdays, we got the football notes on Mondays, and the show notes on Fridays. Who knows? But hey, it's funny. I like it. And you know what? I love those guys. Those guys are really awesome. And you know what? Having them at 10 to 12 makes my life even better. I love hearing them in the mornings because I don't want to hear JETS, just all 10 to 12, right? So I love having Bleck Abdalla in the morning. And Tyler, he's awesome at night. And, it's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, how did the notes start? I just remember you started calling in with notes, but like, how did you start to, I think you just said it, that you were writing down notes so that you didn't forget stuff, but how did you start calling in, and how did that become your thing?
So basically I called in one night and they heard paper wrestling, making noise. Yeah. And Chris Buck's like, wait, Mo's got show notes? I was like, oh,
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, that's what it started. That was the first time I ever called in too. That was my first time caller. I never called him before.
Okay.
And then,
I think I do remember that actually. I think I remember him kind of snuffing out the
he heard the paper in the background. He's like, what? Yes, you have notes? I was like, yeah, kind of. But I was also on the cap and hoodie.
Yeah.
That was me on the promos. The cap and hoodie.
Yes.
Bump, 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 bump. That's me. Now Kendra took over the whole thing.
I've been trying to keep up with all the producers. Like, obviously, Tyler, Jake, and Charlie, I know. But you got Kendra, you got Nikki, you got Shay, of course Shay, yeah.
Right.
Of course, Shay.
Kendra, Nick, he's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All those guys are awesome. They're really good on me on the phone too. Like I call the station.
Oh yeah.
But I don't get on the line. I don't get on the radio. I just call to talk to them, just to say hi.
For how long? How long do you get to kind of chat with them?
Like 2 minutes, not even like a minute.
Yeah, that's good.
Just to say, hey, this is my points. Bring it on to the show. I'm not going to call in because,
okay.
I call in on the Bleck Abdalla show. That's my show.
Yeah.
That's it.
I like the way they kind of go along with that. Abdalla was just like, bum. Whenever you said whoever was a bum, he was just like, bum. Or no, maybe it was after you hung up. It might have been after you hung up.
He did. He was like, bum. And I like that. And I think that's something that's going to be funny. Maybe one day we could try that. Like when somebody could call in and be like, this is my bum for today. Once a week.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that.
Let me tell you something. Here it is. Let me tell you something. All right. I like my tailgates. I've been going there for 25 years since I was 20 years old. And, it is what it is. I mean, I went to the Bears games down in Champaign when they were redoing the stadium, I don't think the stadium's that bad. Could they put a roof on it? Yeah, maybe they could have, but I like it. I've been on some of the coldest games ever, and it is what it is, So that's how I feel. So Chicago, you're going to, kill me for it, go for it. I wish that they would stay in Soldier Field. You know what? My section, we're all friends. We all tailgate together.
Yeah.
We have like about 20, 30 people in our section. And when I stand up, and I don't know if you've seen me, I'm on the Jumbotron all the time. I'm the one that makes that crowd go crazy.
So it's all you.
Not just me. It's other people too. But yes, mostly me.
Right. Third down bear noise, but they don't need that because they got you.
Oh, the siren? Oh my God, that was so annoying.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That was a Nagy thing. Wasn't it a Nagy thing? I think it was.
Oh, yeah. I think it was. They got rid of that this past year, didn't they?
They did. They don't have that no more. And you know what they kind of got rid of that I miss? There's a flag. Where? On the field. Oh. They don't do that no more. I used to like that. If you ever want to come, you have to come to my tailgate. You're going to have the best time ever.
Do you know John Vincent, the anthem singer? He does like the Cubs games. I think he's done Bears. Yeah. I've talked with him before, and he told me when I come to Chicago, I'd hit him up. So I'll hit you up. We'll hit him up. We'll have a big party in Chicago. We'll go to the Bleck Abdalla glass. We'll go to the glass at the Bleck Abdalla studio. And now, of course, all the banter on Twitter, which is a fun time. So
it is actually. I love the Twitter stuff.
Oh yeah. At your tailgates, I saw you with a picture with like Chris Chelios and Waddle, like you said. I mean, you got all kinds of famous stars coming by. It looks like
Chris Chelios is part of my tailgate. He shows up a lot of times whenever he's going to the games. Him and we talk a lot, and then that's.
How did that even start? How did that start with Chelios? I mean, that's a Hall of Famer right there.
You know what? I just invited him once, and then he came over. Like, he showed up to the tailgate once, and I invited him, showed him, here's the food, here's, whatever. And then he stuck around and came back again. Like Waddle, same thing. Waddle came in, Ted Phillips was there, and like, it's funny. It's just so funny that the randomest most people show up. So Frankfurt's close to Bourbonnais, right? So we're like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
So we had a huge hookup with the Chicago Bears. This is kind of back in 2005, 2006, back when there were Super Bowls. We used to go to TJ McGullahan's. It's a bar down there. The Bears used to go there the last training day. They would go there, and I would hang out with Lance Briggs, Jay Cutler, Kyle Long was like rubbing my shoulders. I was sitting with I played with Patrick Manley, Bags. I was sitting with Lance Briggs and Cutler's wife at the time, right outside, like just chilling. And it was a great time back in the day. They don't do that no more because they don't go to Bourbonnais anymore. But that was just some good times. My wife's best favorite player is McCorders, because he's the one that told us.
Oh, yeah.
He told us, he said, you guys stay in here. They closed the bar down. They said, "You guys are staying here. You guys are a lot of fun." Jamarcus Webb, he had a tray of beers. He's walking around, and he like tripped and he spilled all the beers on the offensive coordinators. That was so funny.
Jeez.
It was good times. And we used to have this punching machine. Yeah. We used to punch this machine, you know, the punching machine where, like, you know, you get the score and everything. And Jay Cutler would always come out and unplug the machine because he didn't want his players to hit it. That's just
that's funny.
It's good times.
That's awesome.
No Bears game is cold for me. No, never. I can handle.
You like that bear weather?
Oh, of course. Bear weather. Yeah. That thing got canceled in San Francisco when San Francisco came in here and beat our asses in '89.
Yeah, I mean, it just became a random thing that just became a thing.
Got my JD on.
I like that.
So was Robbie. Robbie was amazing. Robbie bought my wife a beer.
Man, you've got it in with all the athletes, all the Chicago personalities, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's fun. I did the walkathon with Cap, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I like to show up sometimes. I'm a big Hawks fan. Love the Hawks back, you know, when they and that's the thing about Chris. He told me, he said, "Oh, they're not a dynasty because they didn't win multiple year by year."
I don't buy it.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
They won 3 in 6 years.
He didn't answer, but I said, if you and another, like he said, you could only have one team dominate a decade or dominate at a time. But if you, let's say you have two teams alternate championships every single year for a decade, they both win 5 in a decade. They both dominated,
and they were in the playoffs every year.
3 and 5 to dynasty. I mean, for the most part though, I agree with what he is saying in terms of I could see, you know, back to back 3 and 4 for sure. Even though the Hawks didn't go back to back, I'm still going to put the dynasty label on them. 3 and 5 is still very, very impressive, obviously.
Right, you know, and that transitioned me into Bleck and Abdalla because I'm a crazy kind of guy, and I like the crazy kind of stuff that they talk about, and I think that more of a fit for me. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the Bleck and Abdalla show, it's just all calls welcome, baby. You don't know what
chaos,
we're gonna. We don't know what we're talking about, and it kind of like feels better.
Yeah. I think the all calls welcome thing became its own brand based on just a random caller, and then they started getting the most random calls, and then that just became the moniker. It wasn't even like they didn't even have to like manufacture that. It just became its own thing because random people would make the weirdest calls, and it was funny.
I'm probably one of those people. But I figured, you know what, I didn't want to miss this opportunity to talk to you on, you know, cutting into the chase. But Tyler's awesome. He never gave me the music like Chris and Bella gave me the music. They give me the music before I even start talking sometimes.
How do you feel about the music? Because you know what the music means. So what do you think about that?
Hey, you know what? It's fine. You know, it's one of my favorite shows, Sunny in Philadelphia. It's a really great show. But I give it back to them sometimes too. So there's sometimes when Chris says something or Abdalla says something that's gonna, I'll retweet them with that same music. So it's okay. It comes this way, it comes that way. But it's okay. I feel like it's more directed towards me, but they've been using it at other people.
Yeah.
Tyler doesn't give me the music. He loves me, I think. Hey, let me tell you something.
I'll have to.
Those guys, they're funny, and they could do whatever they want. This is their show, and they shouldn't change it. And I'm very happy that they've been doing more 10 to 12 stuff. That bum. He's a bum, goes to my seats and tells me I own you. He was looking at me when he said that. Because I was telling him, you know, you're a bum. And he's like, I own you, Chicago. I swear to God, ever since then, he's a bum. And that's why I don't like Green Bay. Other than that, they're good people. Oh, okay. They got good cheese, I guess. I don't know. My brother is an orthopedic surgeon. He used to work for the Detroit Tigers, the Pistons, and the Red Wings. So Justin Verlander, he used to crack his neck. And so one day, my brother was in Chicago, and Justin Verlander, he was coming to Chicago to play, and he asked my brother if he can crack his neck before the game. My brother's like, I'm at my brother's house. So Justin Verlander came to my house, so my brother can crack his neck.
So you met him, right? You met Verlander?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's cool. What was he like?
He's tall.
He's from this area. He's from where I am in Virginia. I think him and Kate Upton still come back here. Not that I've seen them, but I've heard that they come back here. And big
That's
Verlander
cool.
guy.
I'm a big Verlander guy too. He was a nice guy. He was cool. Just quiet, tall. That's all I could think was tall. Yeah. Guy's a big guy. I just left him alone. Just sit on the living room floor, and he cracked his neck, and then he left. It was crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, his drive.
Yeah, you got all the stories.
Yeah. That's enough, right?
The Bleck Abdalla Hive needed your story.
The Mo notes.
And I'm going to tell it. Yeah, that's right. The Mo show notes.
Everything off my chest, basically, Chicago, and not even just Chicago, the world can know who I am. If we did in December, we would have had no bums. So we got bums now.
Right.
It's really nice talking to you, man. I'm enjoying this. Sound like a friend
Me
now.
too, yeah.
Sounds
yeah,
good.
No, that's the vibe. It's always just a friendly, to chat. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing stressful. It's just chilling.
Definitely. I'll catch you on the Twitter for sure. You just follow me on the Twitter. Look at this. ESPN 1000.
You know it. You know it. I'll be tweeting.